everyone, it's Vismaya, founder of Living in Gratitude Today, teacher, speaker, best-selling author, but you know my favorite role is that of a gratitude gangster. What? So I don't know if you saw my Facebook Live, but I have 2 Gratitude Gangster shirts. I have them in black and red now. People are asking for more colors with our new design, and I know you're checking out this hoodie. These are our brand new hoodies. They are both in men's and women's cut, so please take a look at the website. For men, they come in this beautiful charcoal gray or a royal blue. And then for women, it comes in the charcoal gray, royal blue, and a really nice hot pink. So buy yourself a little gift. You know, it's the last Sunday of the year and the last Sunday of the decade. And I thought it was really important to revisit something that we had talked about a few weeks ago. And in an email I sent out, I said, let's dream big. And I think that before we end this year, we really get to set the intention and set our focus on what are the things that we want. But before we do that, one of the things I suggest is getting out a sheet of paper and making 2 columns and just writing down what went well in 2019. And then in the next column, write down what are some of the things that you have left that need to be accomplished, that need to be finished. Maybe there's some projects you have that aren't finished, or some things that you need to pay attention to that you have not paid attention to. So take a look at that. Then I also attached on this email a worksheet that I created. And the idea is that there are 7 different areas of your life. Fill out the worksheet as if money weren't an issue, how it was going to happen wasn't an issue. If you could have the life you wanted, what would you want in these aspects of your life, the 7 areas of your life? And then this is the really fun part. This is my favorite part. And I learned this exercise at a Women's Prosperity Network event, and it's something that they do often. And I knew that they were changing things up, and I called up one of the founders, and I'm like, don't take out this part of the workshop, because it always does something for me. It creates momentum in me, and I want that for you. So here's the way it works. After you fill out the worksheet, what you're going to do is you're going to take a sheet of paper, you can put on some music if you want, and just write. You're going to write a letter to yourself as if it were December 31st, 2022. So that's 3 years from now. And the letter is going to talk about all the things that you accomplished. And here's where you get to dream big. So all those big, hairy, audacious goals that you're setting for the decade or you're setting for the new year, talk about them as if they are completed or as if they're on the way to being completed. Only put the good, juicy, delicious things that you want to have happen in your life in this letter. And here's kind of how mine would go. Dear Vismaya, I am so proud of you. You know, your goal for 2020 was to speak in 200 places. And not only did you speak in 200 places, you exceeded that amount. And what started to happen, and this was magical, is that as you went to different places, people were calling you up and saying, hey, will you be on my podcast? Hey, will you be on my podcast? Hey, so the number of places that you spoke at has exponentially grown in the past 3 years. And I'm so proud of you. And I can't believe that the goal you set was not only, when you said it was so out of your realm of even what was possible, but not only did you excel, not only did you accomplish that goal, you surpassed it. I'm so proud of you. Your dream to have the Gratitude Mobile happened in 2020. You didn't realize how it was going to happen, but somebody saw one of your talks and they heard you say, how you wanted this Gratitude Mobile and you wanted to travel around. And it happened. You turned one of those, you had a converter van and you ended up putting shelves in it. So now every time you go someplace, people see you, they see the Gratitude Mobile, and they're so excited when they see you. People get really, really, you see them smiling, you see them looking at the side because you have, of course, your Easy card on there, and it says, text the words grateful to 64600. And as people are driving by you, it is the best thing ever is to see them smiling, taking pictures, because the side of your van go from grumpy to grateful in 60 seconds, and you notice that people are texting to your Easy card. And it's been such a phenomenal 3 years. And it started when you set that intention at the end of 2019. And really what you've accomplished and the things that you have been able to do over this past 3 years surpass what you even thought was possible. And it's, you know, you've traveled to every single state in the United States, and now your dream to travel, you know, overseas is happening. And not just as a traveler, because you've done that. You've been to Asia and you've been to Europe and to the Middle East, but now people are inviting you to speak at their conferences and at their conventions. And the part that you love the most, where you get to speak and interact with people and talk to people, is happening. And you were able to hire the people to do the things that you don't like to do. So you've got your people that are rolling shirts, and you have your people that are doing inventory and mailing out the packages. You get to focus on doing what you love to do, which is the research and the talking and the meeting people. So you did it. You did what you said you were going to do. And I know, you know, 3 years have gone by, but you've been in this amazing, magical relationship with this man that gets you. And the most beautiful part is that he gets to travel with you, because he works from home. He works from his laptop. So when you're like, hey, honey, we're going, you know, I've got a trip in Colorado. He's like, let's go. I got a trip to go, you know, through Montana. He's like, let's do it. So you get the idea. I mean, I could really go on and on and on about this. I was super in flow, but that's what you get to write down. Really put your heart out there. Like, what do you see for yourself over the next year and over the next 3 years? Like, what is it you want? And I'm setting this big, hairy, audacious goal that I am going to speak in 200 places in 2020, be it in person, be it on podcasts, be it, I don't care how it's going to happen, but I will be in front of 200 audiences next year. And I will have 1,000 or more people in the Living in Gratitude Today movement. So my request to you is, if you know anybody that needs a speaker on gratitude, or if you know anybody who you think that this movement would help, please tell them about it. You know, again, it's $7 a month, and I do that on purpose because I want people to jump in and just say yes. So as you're writing down your goals, and as you're writing down your letter to yourself, really feel it, right? Feel what it feels like to, for me, like, what would it feel like if I'm driving around the country in my gratitude mobile and seeing beauty, the beauty in the United States with the love of my life? I get what that feels like. You know, and when I shared with you about people taking pictures of the side of my car, well, right now I have a magnet on my car. And it happens. People, you know, send me messages through my Easy card. I see them taking pictures of the magnet, and then I look at them, and they look at me, and they smile, and I smile, and then I see them texting the word grateful to 64600. So that's the part that we get to create. And what does it feel like as that's happening? And I keep saying that, but that is one of the most key components of this, is getting into the feeling. And you'll know when you're in the feeling, because you could start to cry. Like, I've written this letter to myself before, and tears are float. I can't speak. The tears, you know, come, and you know when you're in your head, because all of a sudden there's no emotion, and everything stops. It's almost like you come to a halt. So allow yourself to just go, and don't worry about how it's going to happen, or how you're going to get to these places, or how you're going to make it happen. That doesn't matter. All you're writing down is, what is it that you want? So I am so grateful for you. I will be back to talk to you again on New Year's Day, which is Wednesday. And I have a request. You know, as part of growing this movement, the other thing I ask is that we've got to get our Facebook group going. We've got to get the interaction, because this is a community of like-minded people who are celebrating the things that they're grateful for. And it's a place that we can be open and raw and vulnerable. So as we celebrate our wins, and as we celebrate the things that we're grateful for, let's post them in our Facebook group. So here's the bonus plan. Once you finish your letter, if you actually sit down and record it and then post that on our Facebook group, because then we get to know a little bit about you. We get to know how we can support you. We get to know how, where your challenges may be. And we also get to hold you up and hold you accountable in a very loving, supportive way. So as I look back on 2019, there are things that I could have done differently, and everything was done in perfect timing. So as we enter 2020, as we enter a new year, a new decade, I am so excited to be on this journey with you, to play with you, to have fun with you, to love on you and have you love on me. And hopefully what will happen is that I will get to be in a city near you or your city and come and speak about gratitude and share some of the greatest and latest research that's out there. And we get to meet in person and give each other a hug. How's that? So thank you so much for being part of this movement. Maybe it will be a movie. And Happy New Year, happy 2020, and let's dream big together.